Guys, my name is Caroline. I am coming to you from the South Island of New Zealand. I am an Indian yarn dyer. I am the yarn dyer behind Yeah Yarn. What's the rest of the introduction like? I can't remember. This is a Flash the Yarn episode. Woo! So new Flash the Yarn episode. I can't remember which number it is. This is for the shop update of March. If you're not familiar with my channel and with this episode, welcome first of all, and thank you for being here. Flash the Yarn episode is an episode in which I will show all the yarn that I have dyed this month for my shop update, which happens on Sunday the 7th of March. Today is Friday, so in 2 days. Yeah, so I've got a little bit to show you today and we're gonna go through all of this, but first of all I do have a little bit of shop news, so I'm gonna just lay it out all there. Pretty much, as I said, if you're new, one of the concepts of the Flash the Yarn is also that I will bridge on shop news. Just picture it as being kind of a newsletter that's in the form of a video. I find it a lot more concise, a lot better for me to show the yarn. You can get a better idea of what it looks like and it will look like. Yeah, so there will be timestamp down below in the description in which you can find exactly at what time in the video I will show you which color. So if you want to just swap to this, of course, go for it. I'm going to try and rant a little bit less than I usually do in this episode and just switch to straight the colors and show you all that. But as I said before, I have a little bit of shop news. So one of the first thing I want to bring up to your attention, as I said, this is kind of a newsletter thing. I will send a newsletter this afternoon, so it is still being drafted currently, and I will re-explain all of this in the newsletter, so you have the option. But yeah, so for the news, first of all, I have a little bit of a not super fun news for you guys, and it is the fact that I have to increase my prices a little bit again. So if you were if you've been following me for a while, I have done this before, especially last year, at the end of last year. What happened is that I was working part-time at the university here in Dunedin in the South Island. My contract ended at the end of last year, around mid-October, early November, and from there I was supposed to start working again in February. So I was gonna have a few months in which I could focus to be full-time on Yeah Yarn, and if I could gauge if it was gonna be a long-term thing or if I had to go back to university in February. Anyways, the reason I'm bringing this up is because last year, due to being full-time, I did increase my prices a little bit, and the thing is, I then brought them back down. I brought them back down because I thought I was going back to university and that I'd have another source of revenue. And having another source of revenue means that I always gonna try and bring yarn to you guys that is as affordable as possible. And for that, I just thought I'd bring them back down. However, the really good news is that turns out I'm not staying at university. Reason for that being that, number one, I'm doing well with the shop. Thank you to all of you. It's going really well, and I decided to prolongate the full-time thing. But also I'm very lucky to have been offered a position at the Felt Princess, which is the little yarn that yarn shop in town here in Dunedin, in which I sell my yarn. Natalia and Pam, I've been working in collaboration with them for a couple of years now. They're amazing, and Natalia, the owner, offered me a position, a little 15 hours a week, to help them and do some knitting classes and help them with their website and all of that. So I thought it was ideal. That kind of is the little plus at the end of the month and the week that I will need to make sure I do have money saved aside for like the quieter months. But anyway, so I decided to not go back to university. I quit my job. I'm now full-time. My life is full-time yarn life, and this is goals because I've been working in hospitality for 8+ years, and I'm very happy to finally make the jump to be full-time with the yarn. So because of that though, it means that I do have to increase a little bit my prices. I have reviewed everything with my accountant, I've looked into it, and it turns out that it looks a little like it's just a little bit on the low at the moment, so I have increased my prices. For all pricing details, you can head to my website and you can go on the yarn base page, in which you will find details about every yarn base, generally a photo, a quick description. It'll tell you what you need to know, and it will tell you where it's coming from. So I'm sourcing yarn from overseas but also from New Zealand, so based on that my pricing will be based on that. So pretty much every yarn base that I'm sourcing from New Zealand is going to be $35 now, instead of, it used to be like, it was $35 last year, then I went back to 30 to 32 depending on what yarn it was. But I will bring it back to $35. So $35, that includes the yarn base, my 100% merino superwash. I've got two of them. I've got Bliss and Bliss Wild, both of them. All of the wild base, so Lush Wild, which is from Wildest Yarn. I've got Suck It Up from them as well, $35. And then I have Lush, which is my Carousel 100% superwash 8-ply. That will also be part of this. If I source anything else from New Zealand and it is not more fancy, it will be in that price range. Any other yarn that's coming from overseas, the minimum price will be $38 to cover from the overseas shipping. That includes pretty much every of my other yarn base, unless I bring a yarn that's a base that's a little bit more fancy. For example, my Swanky DK, which is a 50% baby alpaca, 25% linen, 25% silk. This one will be priced a little bit higher. I'm also planning on bringing new base, one of them being baby Suri alpaca. I'm very happy about that, so I'm hoping to get that by next month's update, if not the month after that. This is a bit more expensive, so it'll be between $40 to $45 for a 50-gram skein, but it is lace, so you do get a lot more meterage, the same way as Kid Silk Mohair, which is my dainty base. That's it. So that's it for prices. Hold on, I will be just 2 seconds. Alright, sorry about that. I just had the heat pump on because it's one of those transitioning day from summer to autumn. And hello Bo, doing an apparition. Hello buddy. And I just realized that I forgot to put some lippy on, and it kind of bugged me, so I went to put some lipstick on. No comments. Anyways, let's keep going. So I was saying, so the price increase will come in place immediately, so pretty much the next update, which is coming this month, will have this pricing in place. I am also the other news that I was going to bring is about clubs, so I will explain this again. So I am bringing back club membership and club subscription this month. Oh sorry, one thing I forgot quickly about the pricing. The pricing will most likely stay like this for ages. I don't plan on increasing it anymore, so it will stay this way. My yarn is more expensive when you buy it at the Felt Princess or inside a shop because of the obvious cost to the shop owner and all that, but apart from that, for my own online shop, it will not increase anymore. And another thing is that starting this update, I will now offer free shipping for any order above $170 for New Zealand only. So that's that. And so now clubs, yarn clubs. Okay, so yarn clubs are starting again, guys, and I'm really excited. I had them last year for the first time. I had the Melancholia and the Spring Wave yarn club. That was my first time doing it. It was really fun and it's super cool. So I'm gonna bring them back again. I brought new themes and it's starting this month. So first of all, I'm gonna explain to those of you who don't know what a club membership is and what it is. I will explain to you what it means pretty much and what it entails. So club subscription is an amazing way for both the person that receives the yarn and the dyer like me to create and receive new things that you're not expecting. I love to create new colors. That's definitely where my strength is at. I would be creating every new color like every month if I could, rather than recreating yarn that I've already dyed before. I'm always into that. So perfect opportunity for you excuse me, perfect opportunity for me to do this is the clubs, and for you guys to have this secret little yarn arriving in your mailbox every month. So yarn club is pretty much a subscription. You will then subscribe to a certain package, so you can choose between the themes. As I said, last year I had 2 of them. Melancholia was very moody and earthy, and Spring Wave was very fresh and summery and, like, you know, pastels and all of that. So you can choose what speaks to you the most. So go onto the product page and scroll down to the bottom. There's a bunch of photos which are created the mood board, and that will give you an idea of the color palette and what you can expect. This year I have 2 new themes that are called Sticks and Stones and Scale and Bones. Pretty clever, isn't it? Yeah, so Sticks and Stones is pretty much a club that is all about nudes, all about neutrals and like light colors. At the moment it's super trendy. Beige, for example, browns, like all these colors are super trendy. They're very easy to wear, so it's made for people that maybe want yarn that is easily to wear, that will never get out of fashion. So like most staple colors if we win. So there is a mood board associated, but it's all very light color, like just think light gray, beige, dusty pinks, this kind of colors. So yeah, so this is Sticks and Stones, and the Scale and Bones is pretty much the antithesis of this, and it is everything that's super bold. So it's super high contrast, very colorful colors. The mood board was created with animal photography that I thought was really striking, into this contrasty and pop colors. So think neon, fluoro, contrast, eccentric, bold, and yeah, just very colorful. So depending where you sit on that scale, you can choose either or. Once you've chosen the clubs of your liking, you can then choose if you would want to receive 1 skein a month or 3 skeins a month. If you receive 3 skeins a month, it will come in a fade. So obviously different prices, and the clubs run for 3 months total. So once you buy it and you pay for your subscription, that it is once or 3 months, I then have to bill you guys for shipping on top of that. Shipping isn't included in the price. Everything is in the information page, so make sure you read everything, but there is a tab at the bottom which will calculate for you how much you can expect to pay for your shipping depending where you are in the world and what option you chose, because it's a bit it varies about all of those conditions. So there is a tab, just have a quick look, and I will then message you, or you can email me first if you want, and we can organize payment for that shipment. Then the first club will be shipped a month after that. So if I'm launching the 7th of March, expect it to be by 7th of April, like around that time, around the first week of April, you should receive your first package. If you're overseas and you're subscribing, it will be shipped at the same time, but obviously it can take a lot longer to get to you, especially during this pandemic time that we are still in right now. So it will still be shipped at the same amount time, but you obviously will have to take that into account. For overseas people, by the way, the price that I have put in the tab does not include tracking. Very important to know. That's highlighted in bold everywhere in the website. Just make sure that you check that. We can of course organize tracking if you want. Just bear in mind that it is sometimes more than double the initial cost that I have put down there. It's really expensive to track anything. I don't know why, it really pisses me off. I don't understand why tracking something is so hard and costs so much money. Anyways, I'm gonna change my shipping methods and couriers soon, so I'm hoping to resolve this a little bit, but for now anyways, it is how it is. So back to this. So yes, so you can choose your theme, you can choose which one you like the most, so Sticks and Stone or Scale and Bones, choose 1 or 3 a month, and then finally choose which yarn base you would want that on. So last year I had 2 yarn base, which was Bliss, which is my 100% merino superwash full ply. It is New Zealand base. I'm only kind of doing New Zealand base, and the second one is Lush, which is my 100% Corriedale for 8 ply, sorry, DK superwash. It's beautiful DK, by the way. It is super silky, super gorgeous. I love it. So those are the 2 base, and they are coming back this year, but I added a third option this year. Thank you to Kiri for the suggestion. Kiri just reminded me of this, and I didn't even think about it, to be quite honest. So as a third option for those who love it, I have added a fluff club. So you will be able to order this on a kid silk mohair base. So if you'd rather to have just mohair rather than the other 2, you can choose that. It will be a little bit more expensive, as mohair is more expensive. That's it for the clubs. So anyways, I will send, as I said, a newsletter. Everything will be depicted in that, but make sure if you want to, you know, if you're interested in that. I had a lot of interest last year once I started publicating the colorways. Also worth noting that I do include little goodies in the parcel, so it's not just going to be the yarn, which also maybe explain the final price. I'm not saying what, because it just will change. Last year I had a selection of several things I've mentioned in previous podcasts and Flash the Yarn, you know, little minis, stitch marker, things like that. So yeah, this is going to be part of the second one as well. I just working out the details at the moment, and it's a surprise, of course. So yeah, just as I was saying, I had a lot of interest in them after I started publishing photo last year. Spots are very limited because I tend to not do a lot of pre-orders anymore, and it is a pre-order kind of thing. I was very hesitating to do the clubs this time around at this point, simply because I am going to Woolfest as a trader in Auckland in May, and I need to get ready for this, and I was really wanting to make sure I have enough yarn and I have enough money to do all this, and I was a bit worried that having the clubs at the same time would be difficult, knowing that the last club membership is due in May, so it'll be bang on as I have to go to Auckland. I have to deliver the last parcel, so I was hesitating to do it, but then I decided that I'll figure it out, and now that I'm going full-time, I have a lot more time. I'll probably be able to juggle that out. So yeah, pretty much there will be this very limited spot. If you're interested, make sure you go straight away. I have already published the color palette and the mood board online. However, you probably cannot access it anymore because I am in the midst of updating my shop, online shop at the moment, until Sunday. So my shop isn't accessible until it becomes live on Sunday at 2 p.m. New Zealand time for the update, at which point just head to collection, club, or you can search in the top bar and then choose sticks and stones or scale and bones, and you know, make sure you chose which one you like. If you want to know beforehand, if you want to see the photos of the, you know, membership at the moment, make sure to message me beforehand or leave a comment, and I can send you the photos if you want to see them before that time, to make sure which one you want. But anyways, yeah, they will only be listed for 1 week, because I want everything to be sent at the same time, and I don't want someone to purchase the club 2 weeks later, and then, you know what I mean. So it'll be listed for 1 week, very limited spot, high interest. Make sure to jump on that if you want to. That's it. That's all I have to say about that. So I'm very excited about it though. I love those club colors club themes that I created. I'm just very excited to get started. I hope you are too. Let's get moving and let's get on to Flash the Yarn. I don't think I have any more shop news for you guys. If I do, it'll probably come to my head randomly like it usually does, but for now anyways, we're gonna go onto the Flash the Yarn and I will show you everything I have for this month. Okay, so we will start not with this because it's like the new colorway, which I love, but I kind of want to show it a bit later. So I'm gonna start with a color that I've only dyed once before. It was last year in an update. I can't remember if it was like November maybe or something like that. I really liked it and I decided to bring it back this month around. So it's called Tiger's Eye, and I have a selection of bays this month. I will tell you real quick. Excuse me. Also, I don't know what you're doing when you're watching this. Most people drink a cup of tea or something like this. Not me. I'm gonna drink a beer because I'm still celebrating my first week as a full-time employee for myself, meaning I don't have a boss, I don't have anyone to tell me what to do. I've got one spare beer in my fridge from last weekend. It's been eyeing me out. Just don't judge. Cheers. This is what I'm gonna do. Anyways, so the yarn base for this month is all about sock sets, guys. I have focused my energy on socks. So we don't have any DK this month. This is the only downside. No DK, but I have a selection of base for you anyways. I have Bliss Wild, which is my 100% merino superwash New Zealand base from Wildest Yarn. It's beautiful, 4-ply, we love it. That's my 4-ply option. I've got Smith & Linen, which is my 90% merino superwash, 10% linen single ply. Love that one. I have some dainty mohair. Mohair is back this month, so I have every color in the mohair as well. Very excited about that. And then I have things that are catered to socks. So I have sparkle sock, which you guys know because I've stocked sparkle sock quite a bit now, and I will say 2 words about the sparkle sock. I have read, not necessarily from my comments, but I've heard it, you know, in the grapevines, that sometimes people assume that because of the sparkle in the sparkle sock base will be maybe scratchy or itchy. I can assure you that the sparkle sock base, this sock base, is the softest yarn you will get your hands on anyways in my shop. Actually, honestly, it's softer than my merino, 100%, and I don't know why. I don't know why. It is a 75% merino superwash, 20% nylon, blah, and 5% silver stellina, and it is in a 2-ply construction, but it is fingering weight. It is gorgeous. It's super soft. Do not think it's gonna be itchy, because not in the least at all. It's really beautiful wool. So anyways, I love that wool so much that I then decided to stock the sock version of this, the same base pretty much, but without the sparkle in it. And so I've already got a couple of sock base in the shop. I've got Sock It Up, which is my 80/20 merino nylon, and it is my New Zealand base sock. This one I haven't stocked in a while because it's wildest yarn just sell out really easily of this one, so I just haven't had my hands on it for a few months. I have Sturdy Sock, which I can't remember exactly. I think it is an 80/20 as well, but I'm not certain. And it is a 4-ply sock from Chester's Wool, which is where I get most of my overseas yarn. And I've got a sparkle sock, and now I've got this new one, which is called Sweet Sock. Sweet Sock is basically exactly the same base as sparkle sock minus the stellina. So it is a 75/25, 75 merino, 25 nylon. It's the 2-ply construction. It's super beautiful, very soft, it's delightful. I'm gonna try and stock Sweet Sock and Sparkle Sock as my main sock base. They're just my favorite. I just think they are the most beautiful one. Once Sock It Up comes back, I will definitely stock some of that, because it is in their base and I want to promote that as well, and it is a beautiful base. However, the Sturdy Sock is an option for that I will keep in mind, because often Chester's sells out of the Sweet Sock base. So if I don't have any hands on Sweet Sock, I will store Sturdy Sock as an alternative, but it is not my favorite, and so I probably will not have that one as much as the other one. So much talking this year. Anyways, let's move forward. So as I said, we have Smith & Linen, Mohair, Bliss. Mohair is called Dainty. We have Bliss. We have a Sweet Sock, which is the new sock base. In that you will have the colorways in Sweet Sock, and then you can choose to have them as a sock set. So that's mini with a mini, so you can make a mini skein, you know, cuff, toes and heel contrasting color. And the same thing happens for Sparkle Sock. You will have the colorways in Sparkle Sock and then Sparkle Sock mini sets. Okay, so let's just show you how that plays out with the first colorway, which is Tiger's Eye. So here is Tiger's Eye. These come as a set as well, so I have 2 of them as it is on Sweet Sock, and 2 of them as it is on Sparkle Sock, and then 2 of each on the sock set as well. So this time I have paired them with a little mini. This is the mini that will come with it. This mini is called Mushroom. Most of my mini don't have a name because they're usually one-offs, except that I actually have created this Mushroom mini ages ago, like my first year dyeing. I did that and I really like it. I actually think I might create it as a main color. If you guys like it, I will do that. Just leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. Just because I'm obsessed with beige at the moment. I know it's super trendy and it's like, you know, probably that influence comes from there, but I used to hate beige. I don't know about you. My mom was wearing beige in the 2000s and I was like, ew, like everything was beige, you know, the walls, I don't know, the couch and everything. And now I just love it. Now I just think it's coming back. Just give me 20 years to establish my fashion taste. And then, yeah, so anyways, I really like it paired with this. I try to have obviously contrast when I do mini sock set, but the beige just plays beautifully with all those brown tones and everything in there. So that was paired with sparkle, and as you can see, it goes beautifully as well paired with this one. Yeah, so I'm a big fan. I don't know what you think, but let me know. Yeah, so as I said, I have got 2 of them on the swig sock and 2 of them on the sparkle sock. Whoop. I'll put that here for now. Okay, next we have Citron. Citron is an older colorway of mine. It is one of my semi-solid. It is my bright cherry yellow colorway. Yeah. So Citron, I love it. It's sunshine in the skin. It's just this highlighter yellow that is not too strong. It's a light highlighter yellow. It's between fluoro and pastel. It just is in between, which is perfect, I find. Anyways, I will show it to you on Bliss here. Okay, it looks way lighter on camera than it is. It is actually properly like a floral lemon. It is definitely a little bit lighter than others, but it's not as light as it's showing. It is still quite yellow and quite glowy. And this one has been paired with a mini. This mini. This, so Versaille is a colorway that I'm bringing back this month as well. I'll show you that next. Versaille is just my rusty coppery gold color. It used to be initially called Aztec, and then I realized that it probably was not me realizing, someone called me out on it. Wasn't a good name for it. It's a little bit cultural appropriation, so I changed it for Versaille, which is the French king's castle where the royalty used to be. Fitting. I just feel like that's very color good for it. So anyways, Versaille, this mini is not just Versaille. It does have a little bit of black speckles, and it also has some yellow, like neon, can't speak today, neon hell, neon yellow. I've only had one sip of that beer, by the way. Neon yellow highlights. So the same yellow that is in this yarn, I have put highlights in the mini. Pretty much impossible to show you unless you hold it in your hand, so it's very subtle, but it's there. Anyway, so this is the mix for those two. So I just thought that those colors paired so well together that I decided to do a mini that was similar to Versaille, just has a little bit of black speckles and those highlights for fun as well. But yeah, so here paired with the sparkle sock and paired with the sweet sock. So I had Citron is a color, as I said, I had less yarn this month than I wanted, so there won't be the sparkle sock and the sweet sock on their own. There'll only be the sock sets for these two. So there will be but why am I so two sock sets for each of them, but no yarn on its own, so not for this month. But if you like it more, you can always email me. I can work something with you, you know. Okay, so that's it for Citron. Oh, I will show you though, I have knitted a top with Citron. I've showed it in my other podcast episode, but just in case you haven't seen it and you can't be bothered, I have it here for you. So this is how it looks when it's knitted up. This is my ranunculus sweater. I'm pretty sure it's a size medium. I love this top. That's my partner's favorite. He wants me to wear this top all of the time. I adore it. And so here, I can't remember, like this color is hard to show on camera, guys. It's just, yeah. But anyways, it's beautiful. And it's much more glowy and yellow in real life than it is here, while still being pastel and not overwhelming. What's fun about it is that this yarn and this color is reactive to UV, so I only realized that because I wore this top at a gig and I was under the blue light and I was like a big glowing worm. So that's how I figured out that this yarn and dye is reactive to UV, which means that all the Citron you will get is the same. So if you want something fun, like some fun socks that shine in the discotheque, is that a word that you guys even use? Do that. Just grab one of them and then you'll have some fun glowing socks. So yeah, anyways, that was to show you Citron knitted up. There it is. Next we will have what I said before, Versaille. So Versaille is my king's color. Sweet sock, and this is the color that I paired it with as a mini. It's just a one-off. I'll show you the mini by itself. It is pink, has little speckles and highlights. So this is the sock set that you could get for sweet sock, and equivalent you can have it here with sparkle sock as well. So the idea, because I forgot to explain that real quick, but I put a kind of like a poll in my stories on Instagram when I was deciding what to do for this month's update in terms of color and sock sets. I wasn't sure if I should do sparkle sock set or sock set that didn't have any sparkles, and I was like, what if I mix it up? What if I do like a main skein that has sparkle and a mini that doesn't have sparkle to go with it, or vice versa? And I put the votes and everyone chose that option, the one with main sparkle and mini that doesn't have any sparkle, rather than the other way around. Excuse me. So I decided to offer that as an option, but because not everyone is into sparkle, that's why you also have the sweet sock option, in which you have no sparkle at all. In future I might do it the other way around, when you have a main sweet sock skein and a mini that has sparkle. Yeah, it's totally possible. I will maybe do that at some point, but for now this is what you can get. I have a top that I knitted with Versaille, so I can show you that. It's a Jessie May top, and I think it's, yeah, it is a very v-neck raglan. So here it is when it is knitted up. This hasn't even been blocked. Don't judge me, I don't block things. It's knitted with a single ply 100% merino superwash mohair. What am I saying? Just 100% merino. That's my Merveille base. So if you want something close to this, basically the smitten linen here would be your best bet. With a little bit of linen, and you can get something like this. I think I only used a skein. I think I only used one skein for this. Maybe just about, maybe 10 grams of another skein, but that's about it really, like, because I kept it cropped and I did short sleeves, so didn't need too much more. But it's beautiful once knitted up. There you go. That's it. Okay, next I have Furcifer Pardalis, which is the Latin name for what the heck, sorry, I don't know what's going on today. I was sick, but it was like weeks ago, so it's kind of stayed in my throat for some reason. Anyways, so I was saying I do have, next color is Furcifer Pardalis. It is one of you guys' favorite. Furcifer Pardalis is the name for the panther chameleon, which is my favorite chameleon. I always wanted to have one of them until I realized it was probably not cool for it to live in a bit of a terrarium, and I didn't have the time and the money, and also New Zealand does not let you have any reptiles, so. But the color is pretty striking, and so it is one of you guys' favorite, and you voted to have it this month. So I wasn't sure if I was going to bring back Void from last month or Furcifer Pardalis, same thing. I put a poll into my stories and you guys decided on this one. I love to do that. I love to let you guys decide on some little things. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, definitely go do that. This is where I'm the most active. This is where you'll get all the updates. I'm my own marketing team and I'm a little bit trash at it, so I kind of just send everything like newsletter wise just last minute. Generally I don't take enough photo and whatever, but with Instagram you can be sure that I update everything on there all the time, so that's the best way to know what's up. So here on Bliss, that's on the mohair. This mohair dainty, sorry, this colorway on mohair doesn't necessarily reflect the actual colorway in the terms that it's not really speckly, it's more just like hues of color, as you can see. That's kind of normal due to the fact of not being non-superwash and all of that. However, I think I can actually achieve a more similar colorway next time by changing the method and how I dye it. So I'm still gonna list this, guys, but I think in future I'll find a different way to do it. It's beautiful though, still has like all these gorgeous hues of color, so they're all still there, the aqua, the purple, the orange and the greens. They just kind of melt into one another, and you can't really see any black highlights for the speckles of black too much, but it's still really pretty, and as you can see it still pairs with it really nicely. Yeah, I have the first time I did sock set, which was in December, I did have this colorway and I did have sock sets with it, and I had paired it with a mini that was pretty much void, which is purple, has some blue speckles, and then a very heavy layer of black above, which is supposed to kind of just swallow everything and only leaves room for just slight highlights of the color underneath. I fell in love with the mini enough that I then created void last month as a main colorway, and I decided to bring it back on a mini again for the same colorway, just because it paired really well with it and it was one of my favorite combo. I only had I think 2 last time I did it, so I thought it would be better to just bring this rather than create something new. I kind of think it's perfect together. So here they are. I'll show you first the mini. It is even better than void on this mini because there is literally almost no color. Like the black is so intense, there's just enough highlights, as you can see, that you can guess a little bit of purple and a little bit of blue under there. But honestly it is dark as my soul and I love it. Almost want to just move, like change void to be even darker. What do you guys think? Should I keep void the way it is now? For reference, if you don't know this colorway, you can either look on my website when it's reopened, or you can just look at my flash yarn from last month, and there'll be like a description in which I show you void. Like in the description I'll tell you what point do I show you void, and you can see it's pretty much the same but with less black, and you can see still some color popping through a bit more, but it's so good like this. Like, should I just modify it so that it's even blacker? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, here is Furcifer Pardalis on Sweet Sock. The sparkle sock is more speckled than the sweet sock, although it really varies from one skein to another, and it is possible that just the way it's skeined, all the speckles are actually just hidden on the inside, which is often a thing. Like for example here, as you can see, once I open it up, there is loads of speckles hidden inside. So sometimes it's just the way this is just hidden in the skein. But anyways, them and with the mini, just yes. Oh, I think this is my favorite combo. It was last time already. Well, actually I love the reef combo last time as well, but this one is also really high up on the list. Imagine those socks, man, just super cool. So yeah, love that. Next I've got Beluga. Beluga is one of my classic colors. It's a staple, you guys know it and you love it, and I love it too, and so I brought it back. So Beluga here on Bliss. Just love lilac at the moment as well. Lilac and beige together. Like, hold on, let me just try and find it. What if I did bring mushroom as a main skein? Could you see how pretty that would be paired with this as well? Like, yes. I would love beige and lilac together. So kind of tempted to just make this a color, to be honest. But yeah, they're not paired with this. This goes with Tiger's Eye. I have a different pair for Beluga, but Bliss. Between Furcifer Pardalis and Mohair. Different color though. This one is a blue underlay, this one is lilac. Because of the purple melting in here, you do reach similar spots in both, so they would actually work really well together if you just wanted to do Mohair, but they are quite different. This one is definitely more on the green, blue-green. This one is definitely more on the lilac side, although it is a little bit lighter than the rest of the base in the lilac. Yeah. On Swig Sock and Sparkle Sock, and I decided to pair it with this mini which I created for it. The mini, I'll show you first, is created with a layer of kind of beige apricot, almost peachy maybe, first color, and then I've got like this big cherry red pour on top, which gives it this dramatic contrast, and I thought that would be beautiful together, and they are. So here with the Sparkle Sock. Finally, I have one more colorway for you guys, and it is a new one. It is a colorway that has been created in this collection's mind. I always try to create something new every time, and I generally create something that ties the collection together, so it generally has colors from several things that is mixed together to just be able to create fades or combos and stuff like that. So I will show to you. This is named Carousel, and here it is on Bliss. So I got the name from I did a giveaway contest in my on my Instagram, where I put a photo of this yarn, and I couldn't find a name for it for the life of me, which is often the case, and so I asked if you guys could help me, and whichever name I would choose would receive a skein of this on Bliss. I have chosen the name Carousel. There were so many beautiful suggestions, so thank you so much for everyone who participated. I got loads of inspiration for other yarn in future, but anyways, Carousel was the most fitting, in my opinion, for this yarn. I just couldn't go past the name. I thought it was really pretty. So it's made with beige as the base underlay, like a very light mushroomy base, which then melts into the same lilac as Beluga, as you can see up here. You have speckles of aqua and yellow, neon yellow, and you have highlights of rust here. It pairs pretty much with the whole collection really well. I will show you real quick. Here is Versaille. Due to the rust highlights, you can work with that. Here with Beluga, obviously is the obvious fit for it. It was pretty much meant to go with it, so it is ideal to be paired with Beluga. Although you can pair it, as I said, with pretty much everything. Here with Citron, because of the highlight yellow that I present throughout, you can also totally do that. And I love the mix of neutral beige, kind of nude colors with highlights. I think this is beautiful together. Let's see, Furcifer Pardalis, it works too because of the aqua speckles that are in there. There is also black speckles on Carousel, so that reflects that as well. Maybe pairs, where are we? Tiger's Eye, because of the beige, you will have some reminiscence in there. That's the least obvious of the mix, however it would still look good paired together. Okay, so anyways, here on Bliss, really pretty. I've got 4 of them coming in the shop. Carousel is the name. Smith and Linen, love it on that base. My favorite. I know I say that pretty much every time, but honestly, it's just so good. Yeah, no, it's a really pretty, it's very delicate color, So if you're into it, you know what to do. Smith and Linen, Mohair Dainty, you guys liked that one. And I do too. How can you not look at this? Oh my god. Those pink highlights where the dye breaks, yes. So there is tiny amounts of, but look at this. Look at the black and like rust mixed together here for contrast. And you got that Beluga, the highlight lemon. It's just so good. That beige, the lilac, I don't know, just everything together. It's really nice. Yeah, I love them. You guys seem to have really liked them as well. I've got 4 of them coming, so go for gold. Smells so good too. I'm using some really nice wool softener. When I first started dyeing Carousel, I tried a first recipe and I wasn't sold. I didn't like the result. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't what I wanted. So I've redone it. But when I first dyed it, I dyed it using some of Sweet Sock and some Bliss. So I only had limited amount of Sweet Sock, meaning that I won't have Carousel available on Sweet Sock this time. So that means there's no Sweet Sock or no Sweet Sock set for this color, only Sparkle Sock. I'm so sorry. But I also have this one-of-a-kind colorway, which resulted as of me dyeing this first batch, which will be listed. It will be listed cheaper as well. It'll be listed with my old price, so you know, that's good. But yeah, that's pretty much. I'll show you the oak first. So the one-of-a-kind, I've got 2 on Bliss and 2 on Sweet Socks. And I did do a set for the Sweet Sock that are on the one-of-a-kind. So you could still get something. The only difference is that you have a lot less lilac. You only have a little bit here. You only have a little bit of a highlight of it, if that makes sense, which becomes a bit more muddy there. And you have more speckles. And I added speckles of like this kind of like pink in it, which I didn't need to do because, as I said before, one of the dye breaks and creates some of the pink, and it's just enough, and I don't necessarily need more. But it is quite similar. Just to compare here, it's a little bit more beige brown, but as you can see, it is quite similar. Not exactly the same, however. So you can see there's a lot more purple speckles there, for example. So this is going to be called Carousel Oak, so one-of-a-kind, and there's going to be, as I said, 2 on Bliss, and there's going to be 2 on Sweet Sock, and those 2 will be available as a set. So there will not be, this oak will not be available by itself on Sweet Sock. It will be as an oak. Almost no lilac, a little bit here, but almost in here, but there's just very little lilac in this one-of-a-kind. It's a bit more beigey brown and speckly. Yeah, so that was my first trial. So anyways, I'll show you what it was paired with. So here it is. It's paired with this Aqua Mini that has brown and pink, similar kind of speckles. Similar, so I will have, as I said, 2 sock sets on the one-of-a-kind. Sock sets are priced more expensive than normal, just due to this. So I would have usually, instead of the 35, like the $38, which is going to be the price for my new overseas base, I would have put that at 35. But because it's a sock set, I will put it at $38. But otherwise my sock sets are $42. So this one will be discounted, and it will be 2 sets available at $38. With this oak and this Aqua Mini on the sides. And you can also get the sock sets with the Sparkle Sock for Carousel. So there will be Sparkle Sock available for Carousel with the same Aqua Mini. Come on. Yeah. So as you can see here, with the Mini, yeah. So why Aqua? I wasn't sure if I was going to go for something darker as a contrast, and then with the Carousel in mind, I just wanted to keep kind of childlike colors, and I just thought that this would be quite nice. And there is Aqua speckles going throughout the color, so as you can see up here, I thought that would be a good pairing. There you go. That's it, you guys. This is all the yarn I have for this month. I can show you quickly some pairing as I did before. However, I'm sure that you kind of get the gist of it. For example, Tiger's Eyes and Versailles always pair beautiful together, so this is why they generally come to the shop as a pair. So this is an option you can do here. Similarly, if you want Furcifer Pardalis, always looks really good with Tiger's Eye as well, even though it's not the same, doesn't have the same colors, but well, let's meet in it. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the same base to show you, but it's a little bit of a mess up here. So yeah, these two together are very contrasty and beautiful as well. So you could do something like this if you wanted to just have different colors and contrast, like colorwork, say. So that's Furcifer Pardalis and Tiger's Eye. Citron pairs, as I said, perfectly with Beluga, with Carousel. It goes with Furcifer Pardalis as well, due to the fluoro speckle in Furcifer Pardalis up there that highlights as well, so it goes with it quite well as well. And Versailles, as I said, can be paired, well, as a semi-solid, it can be paired with many things. It goes beautiful with Citron, it goes beautiful with Beluga. All these colors kind of always tend to play together beautifully here with Furcifer Pardalis. That's kind of it, you guys. Just if you want to see any color combo, send me a message. I've got a lot more photos that I'm going to publish within the next day or two, so you know, just make sure you subscribe to me on Instagram, which is where I'm the most active, as I said. New things I'm doing for the past couple of months now is that in my story highlights, I always create a highlight that has my shop update coming that month, and so if you just click on that, there will be like a summary of all the colors that I've already published in my story, and so you'll be able to kind of have a look at everything before the shop becomes live. But if you've watched this up to now, you'll be up to date anyways. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. As I said, the shop will be live at 2 p.m. on Sunday. If you've watched up to now, thank you so much for being part of this and being here and supporting me. If you've bought yarn from me ever before, even just one time, thanks a million, you're a legend. That's about it. I hope you like this month's selection. It's a little bit less than usual. I'm still recovering from the impactful amount of money I had to spend in residency visa, but I should be back on my feet very soon, and hopefully, being full-time now, I will be able to bring you a lot more yarn. So yeah, let's keep doing this, and I'll see you next month. I'm gonna try and record a new podcast episode within the next month as well, once I catch up on knitting. And yeah, thank you so much. Have a good day, have a good weekend. Bye.